Unrelated, but I had a conversation recently where I had to explain to somebody that reindeer are in fact real animals.
They thought they were
Oh,
fiction.
no!
They thought they were make believe, like unicorns. This was a
I
42-year-old man, by the way.
Hi, welcome to Life Generally, hosted by me, Jen Lofstrom,
And me, Jen Tran.
We are Jen Squared, and this podcast is about life as a Jen.
Yay!
Hey Jen, how's it going?
pretty good. How about yourself, Jen?
I'm doing pretty good. Today is a hot scorcher. Summer has arrived in Southern California.
I'm glad that I got a new bed
Mhm.
this weekend, and I'm glad I got it when I did because my side has a cooling mattress.
I'm so jealous.
And it actually is cooling. I'm kind of surprised because it's a Tempur-Pedic cooling one, but it doesn't have like any fancy, doesn't like blow air on me or anything, but through the sheets I can feel it. It's much cooler. It's breathing. And I'm like, thank you, because it's hot and I have perimenopause. So that combination is a sweaty combination.
Even though you live very close to the beach,
I do, but it's still,
it's not
I'm
enough.
no, because the beach, the way it is over here, like most of Huntington is up on this kind of hillside.
Mhm.
And like, so I'm there against the freeway, and then you go down the hill, and that's where the actual coast is. And so the air doesn't always make it over here. Yeah.
This week's conversation is kind of interesting. Have you heard of Mall World?
Yes, I have. I've heard of a world and all that kind of dreamscape, interesting information. I have actually gone down the rabbit hole a few times trying to learn about it. I think the idea of being inside of a mall would be cool, like 1980s, 1990s mall. So yeah, I really am eager to talk about it today. I'm so glad that you were interested in it too, because it's like I said, it's a rabbit hole. There's a lot of different things to it, but it's a cool concept. And whether it's everyone has like a kind of a hive mind in dreams, or if it's all a simulation, I don't know.
So
what do you think about Mall World?
I've never heard of it, right?
And you didn't hear about it.
I've never heard about it until like Besties. Jen was the one who brought the topic to me. So I was kind of like, what?
It's random.
The
yes. It wasn't even on your... You didn't know anything about it. Yeah.
I was thinking of other things, and she gave me Mall World, and I'm like, what? And then I went a little bit in the rabbit hole. However, I was able to find somebody who could talk about Mall World.
I'm so excited you found a guest that actually knows about Mall World and the Backrooms and that kind of concept, because it's pretty random. So I'm excited you have a bestie to come on and talk to us.
So Besties, let's welcome Lindsey.
Woo! Hi.
Hey Lindsey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I'm surviving the heat too.
And you too live near the beach.
Yeah, I know. I'm only about a mile and a half from the pier, but until the afternoon breeze kicks in, it is just hot.
Is it muggy too? Like humid?
Thankfully not today. Earlier this week, though, it felt like we were in Florida. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was the same over here. I was not liking it.
Well, at least it wasn't desert hot.
Yeah, definitely.
I know.
Out. I'm all like, what? Like
she's like in the high desert.
Yeah. Even though we're just like, from Yorba Linda to Huntington Beach is only like 13 miles or 15 miles from me to you, Lindsey. It's like 40 miles, right? But I'm going north.
Oh,
20,
yeah,
probably.
about 40.
Yeah, but even so, like, it's not like I live in Death Valley. You know what I mean? Like,
but you're like in the higher, you're against the mountains and the scrub brush and all that jazz. So.
I have to say, when it's winter, and winter is so cold here.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
I remember. I used to live in that area too, and oh my God, the winter nights were just
Yeah, it's brutal.
crispy.
It is brutal.
Yeah, it dips down over there.
Okay, besties. So I brought Lindsey to our discussion about Mall World. FYI, Lindsey is probably 10 years younger than me. Are you considered a millennial or are you a
I'm
Gen
a millennial.
Z? Okay, so you're
I'm millennial.
Okay, so I'm an elder millennial. Jen is a Gen Xer, and you are in the cusp of the younger. You are the younger.
I was gonna say I'm not quite the cusp of Gen Z, but I'm at the lower mid range of millennial, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of younger cousins, so I think that helps bring me into the Gen Z mindset more.
Well, then, because you're coming from the standpoint of a younger millennial, so since we are the elders, you're gonna bring us into topic about this Mall World thing, because I'm all like, what the heck? Okay, have you guys had any, like, in the last 5 years, any dreams about you in the mall?
So personally, I haven't in the last 5 years, but I have had mall dreams before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just because, being a millennial, at one point I worked at a mall. So like,
who has it?
It wasn't peak mall era, but it was still like you went to the mall. That's where you went for Christmas shopping. That's what you did on the weekends when you were bored, especially in my small town where there was nothing to do. You just go walk around the mall, get a cookie at the bakery, and walk around all the time. But it's so weird to see it now because they just don't exist anymore the same way.
Was your mall an outdoor mall or an indoor mall?
No, ours was an indoor mall.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was, it still exists and people still go there. They're really trying to revitalize it, but it's nothing like back in the day,
Yeah, in the early
a lot of them,
yeah,
they're making outdoor ones now, like the way like Spectrum is, but like they're trying to do that to Laguna Hills Mall and stuff. So
yeah,
and
even to the Westminster Mall, which was the peak mall in the 80s. And
I loved the Westminster Mall when I was a kid, but my main mall, and this is, I hate to say this too, that I grew up with South Coast Plaza. It was it was before it became ultra bougie, right? So picture me, this 6-year-old kid. This is when the working class, the middle class, the rich class, we're all okay going to the mall together, and there are sections, right? The bougie side, the middle class.
I feel like it was mostly bougie though.
No, it wasn't bougie. But when I remembered it, because I know, besties, I grew up poor, so I know what poor people look like. I was not a privileged person, when I was a young kid. My parents were refugees or immigrants, right? And so I know poor, and I spent most of my time in the poor side of South Coast Plaza, not the rich, not where Nordstrom's were. We were at the Sears Robinson May side.
I know that side because
Robinson May. Oh my God!
Go to that Rob May over there.
That's the rope.
I got a ticket at coming out of the parking lot of that Robinson's May because I didn't have my headlights on and it was dusk when I was leaving the mall. Because I'm
Orange County PD.
The dumbest tickets you'll ever get will stay in your mind. I once got a ticket for not curbing my wheels on the world's tiniest inclined hill.
What? That's the worst.
Yeah.
Was that in Long Beach? I feel like that would be a Long
Beach. It was in Long Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jen, did you, last 5 years, any mall dreams?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your mall dreams?
Well, my mall dreams, like Lindsey was saying, I also have experience going to the malls, right? And I didn't work at the mall, but all my friends did. So, and the mall out in Santa Clarita, the Valencia Town Center, as it was called.
Sounds regal.
Fancy. It was the place to be. There was nothing else to do out there other than go to Magic Mountain. So we would go there and hang out all the time. And a bunch of my friends worked at the music store there. So I was there a lot. But I've had dreams where we're still at the music store And, that was when we were teenagers. So that's like 30 years ago. I'm not hanging out at
the
the
music store.
That's another thing that doesn't exist anymore
I
is
know,
music stores.
Right? Yeah. So and we used to check out all the CDs and stuff. Nobody's checking out CDs anymore. I mean, actually now there's some resurgence of CDs, but it's not the same, you know?
Records.
So and records and so I do have dreams about that, but I have had the totally 80s, early 90s neon mall world-esque. Usually they're in the bathroom of a mall.
What are you doing in the bathroom?
I'm literally in there and I'm like, why am I in this bathroom in the mall? And I hear water dripping and toilet paper rolling and
somebody farting.
No, I don't hear it.
Oh, that's weird. Reality?
No, that's actually just a normal day. But literally, it just feels very isolated.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's mall music that's
the little
the music. It's and so it's this juxtaposition of here's this jazzy music that but you don't know, and you're in the bathroom and you hear people laughing outside and stuff, but when I go out there's nobody there.
Yeah,
so that's me.
Creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
I definitely remember having a mall dream in the last 5 years because it was here in my house, and I've only lived here for 5 years. So it took me back as a teenager, and I think it was Westminster Mall or Westminster Mall right?
Yeah.
And I remember walking around the mall without no bottom, no panties, no pants. So I was just in a bra and t-shirt walking around the mall. And I remember something about my subconscious, it was aware that it was a dream. So it something was you need to walk in confidence because it's a dream. If you don't walk in confidence, that means that you're not confident, right? As there's a piece of me that was all
and you're exposed.
Yes, I'm exposed. And also there was this, I remember there was a guy in high school that had a crush on me, or maybe allegedly. I'm assuming
allegedly.
It's been such a long time. And him and I were just walking around the mall together. There was no sexual harassment, no, nothing.
No flirting.
Nothing. But I just remember we were just going to the store and, getting some food, and we were talking about something. But the thing is, I was desperately wanting to get at least a pair of underwear. That was my goal. I was just I do not want to walk around with my vagina and butt exposed.
That's what is that game? The book that we're reading.
Dungeon Carl.
Yes, he doesn't have pants in it, right? Or he doesn't have shoes.
Yeah, he's exposed.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, I think my book club read that before I joined.
Oh man,
it's such a goodie. But I remember waking up horrified and then coming back to the dream and the continuation of Mall World. But
oh yeah,
so yeah, I was aware about it, but before I dominate the conversation about Mall World, because I know nothing about it. So, Lindsey, you're our expert Mall World person. Okay. Could you tell the besties what is Mall World, and are there other names for this phenomenon?
So Mall World is essentially a shared phenomenon where everybody is having similar or the same types of dreams. It's being in this old 90s mall vibe. It's usually empty or abandoned, and there's always stores that are almost real but feel just wrong, a little off. And the food courts like that too, and it's massive, and it's all just slightly wrong in your brain. You recognize it, but it doesn't feel right either. And some people end up in the hallways, the back room hallways, they're going to the employee entrance, and it's always kind of yellowish and damp and dusky feeling. And so a lot of people remember sharing this, and there's not like a single origin point where somebody claims like the first instance of it, because realistically it blew up with TikTok. But it was on Reddit before TikTok, and before that there were dream forums back in the day when, you know, people did like forums and blog spots and things like that
with chat rooms and stuff.
Yeah. And there were instances of people sharing it at that time. And at that time, it made more sense because it was just like what you would go do. But the fact that it's still sticking in with some of these kids who could have never been to a mall like that is what's so interesting. There's something similar. It's not quite the same as Mall World, but it's called the Backrooms. And it's a little less of a like known area and more of this obscure, like almost like Dante's levels of hell. You know, there's the one where it's like all water, there's one where it's like toilets, so there's there's one where like people are crawling on all four, like it's a lot more creepy on that one. I don't like the Backrooms is more, that one has an actual origin. That's a creepy pasta. But the Mall World is kind of like the real world version of the creepypasta of the Backrooms.
This is a tip for if you need to take a shit in the real world. Okay, the backroom bathrooms are the best. If you need to do number 2 and you're reporting back to the office, those are the bathrooms that nobody goes to, right? And there's less people, and it is prime spotting for doing your number 2, or maybe even crying in. Just a real life tip, because
it's kind of isolating in the back rooms, though. You know,
those nobody will hear you scream.
Exactly.
First of all, do you want to know your coworker? Like, do you want your coworkers to know that you're farting? Let alone.
Thank God I work remote. My coworker is my dog.
Your dog is already aware of it.
Shit. Like, at least the back rooms are farther enough that the smell of your own shit won't follow you. You know, like, you know, sometimes yeah, like that's the worst. Like, you don't want to be like, hey, it's Carol. She takes her shits at 2:00, and you can smell it.
But you always shit on company time because that's.
You got to get paid for it, right?
Absolutely.
But I think that, like, that the back rooms, like how Lindsey was saying, like the bathrooms in them have like a lot of toilets or something. Like,
just
they're
filled with
kind of
toilets
warped,
everywhere.
you know. So it's a little different than just like the one that you go sneak off to, so no one knows you're taking a dump. But I get that mentality. Like, you go peacefully off and bring your phone, maybe. But yeah, like for the Mall World and for the backroom stuff, it's like weird escalators, like that go to nowhere. Like,
almost like, who's the artist that does the like stairs that go nowhere? Well, why am I blanking on his name?
Like a Salvador Dali, like,
thank you,
warped. Yeah, right. That's who you were thinking of. Yeah, like melted clocks kind of randomness of.
It just feels wrong.
Have you guys taken, like, I don't remember in any of my dreams of taking an escalator, period, anywhere, like in my dreams. Do you guys?
Oh, I have nightmares about escalators because my mom used to tell me that if you left your shoe untied on an escalator, it would eat your foot.
Like, oh my God, did all of our parents tell us the same lie?
So I like would be, and she'd be like, the lace will get stuck, and then it'll just like your foot will be mangled, and I'm just like, I'm gonna just lose my foot in an escalator. So I have had that dream where I'm like, no, and it's very dramatic, and but that's just my childhood. Our parents telling us things so we don't, like, you know, screw around and get in trouble. Which I do to my son sometimes too. So I can't say I don't understand, because I do. But I think that mostly it's just that, though. I think it's just that like underlying fear that from childhood. But have you guys had? You haven't had any, Jen. Lindsey, have you had some?
No, not really. But I think in dreams I have had in Mall World in the past, I did go to different levels, but I don't remember taking any escalator. I was just suddenly on the other level.
You just like
So that,
appeared like a sim in
yeah,
Sims.
yeah, exactly. Like I was on one floor and then suddenly I was upstairs by the food court because the food court is always upstairs for some reason. Like in real malls too.
It is a lot of times. Well, I think the reason why they put the food court upstairs is because they want you to come in further. Because like in Santa Clarita, their food court is on the bottom level by an entrance, so people would just come and hang out and loiter in the food court instead of going shopping. So I think there was a logic to the food court on the second floor, but
I mean, that's why Costco puts their rotisserie chicken at the back of the store, right?
Yeah, because everybody's going there for a good deal. That makes sense, right?
That's because it's their loss leader. They know you have to walk through the whole store to get to it, and you're going to end up snagging a thing or two.
Oh man, I know. Every time I go, they have some blankets right now I really want, but I can't go down that side quest. But
every time I go, it's like $400.
I feel like it should, like, we know about Mall World, but would there be a Costco World?
I think Costco World would be in Mall World. Like,
I think that would be a dream, and Mall World, while it's not nightmarish, it's like kind of on the cusp of it. But like, Costco is like a sacred place.
Right. So Mall World is like alternate reality, whereas Costco, is heaven.
Exactly.
So yeah, and the back rooms are parts of hell.
So
okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Lindsey, have you seen the maps? Like, speaking about the internet forums, like the maps of Mall World that people talk about.
I've seen it. It's like a crowdsource where people are trying to draw maps because people have figured out that a lot of people have the same sort of general layout for it. But where it gets really interesting is where the auxiliary things too, like the parking lot. And a lot of people have like there's like a hotel randomly attached to the mall. And it's like, why would a hotel be here unless it's like a tourist mall?
Right. Like the Mall of America.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I've seen some of them and it does. And I don't know if it's just because most malls have a general layout that is somewhat similar, but it really does seem like, like that seems right to me too.
Like it's familiar and
So I've seen a couple of those layouts, and I was telling Drew that it honestly reminds me of El Segundo. Like, because they were talking about the airport, like the mall's a central thing.
Oh, yeah. And I've seen the airport.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's all still kind of like under the dome or something.
Yeah, under the dome, but like you're so close to Six Flags, right? Because they draw I guess the theme park in the distance, and I'm just like, that's Six Flags.
No, that's really interesting.
I need to look at that.
Yeah, you have to. It's really interesting. And I don't know if you heard, but people did like experiments to try and see if this is something where like they could recognize each other when there are other people in it by, let's think of, I think it was a moth or a butterfly or maybe both, where they said like, like if you see somebody with like a moth or a butterfly like tattoo or one like a hair clip, or if
on their shirt
you see one
or something
around them, then that means they are aware and they're trying to see if anybody else has that, and if they are also in the same dream like mall world. And while it's kind of hard to like verify because obviously they all know they're participating in the experiment, there were a couple of people who like came to like log dreams and they said like, oh yeah, I saw this person with a butterfly on their shirt, and they weren't a part of the initial experiment. So it gives you something to think about, even if it's maybe it's, I mean, butterflies are a pretty common thing, but
or you're thinking about it, so your subconscious like makes that happen in your dream.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't know what comes first, but it's still probably pretty surreal though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So why do many people report impossible architectures like you mentioned, the escalators, sideway escalators, endless stairways, doors that shouldn't exist? Do you feel that this report is based on like Christopher Nolan's Inception, this impossibility, or the anime movie Paprika, which I honestly think, which was made in the 80s, that Christopher Nolan took for inspiration for his movies, because it is bending reality, right? But in the movie Paprika, it turns out to be reality being blended in, like subconscious reality seeping through conscious
like
reality.
The Matrix.
Yeah, but the Matrix, you knew for a fact that everybody was there as a battery, versus like you are living not in the Matrix as a person. In Paprika, in Christopher Nolan's, everybody's put under. I'm sorry, Besties, for spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie Inception, I don't know if you live under a rock if you didn't see the movie Inception, because it's very beautiful.
It's a cool movie. You should definitely, if you're into mall world, you would be into that movie. I have heard of Paprika, but I haven't seen all of it. So I'd be interested in checking that out. Yeah, but I do know a lot of things get inspired by anime. Yeah, especially on here out in the U.S. Everything, like if they can take it and make it into something else, they're going to.
So that's what I'm thinking. That did they get that? This Inception was because of these.
I haven't seen Paprika, but Inception, I think it's kind of the human mind is just, it wants to understand what it doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And so when things don't make sense, they want to try and form it into something that makes sense. And I think that's why, even though the architecture feels impossible, it's still familiar and recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not some crazy thing. It's an escalator, and an escalator makes sense in a mall. It's just the weird way it's laid out. It doesn't make sense. Or, it ends into the ceiling, which obviously makes no sense either. But it feels familiar, but it doesn't. And it's almost like uncanny valley with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is sort of the connection between those. It's the uncanny valley where it feels almost right, but it's wrong.
Yeah, and I've had like a dream about it, and like you were saying, there's different places and stuff, Jen and Lindsey. I had a zoo one time in my mall, and
you have a sophisticated mall if you can.
I don't know, it was weird. Like there was like zebra and lions. Like
okay, that's a little bit crazier than I was gonna say, because I was gonna say, like, I've been to a zoo that had like a petting, I've been to a mall that had like a petting zoo in it,
which would be
in
cool,
real life,
right? Yeah,
or in your dream.
No, in real life.
Where was this?
I don't remember. It was somewhere in Arizona, I think.
Wow, go Arizona, bringing the pets out.
Yeah, it's a holiday thing where like they have Santa and a reindeer, right?
Yeah,
and like it's reindeer, but I don't know. It's just random.
Unrelated, but I had a conversation recently where I had to explain to somebody that reindeer are in fact real animals.
They thought they were
fiction. No! They thought they were make-believe, like unicorns. This was a 42-year-old man, by the way.
Did that with something else.
I can't date anymore. This is the conversations I have to have on dates.
Well, I thought narwhals were fake because they were the unicorn of the sea.
And makes sense. Narwhals don't feel like they should be real.
And my friend had to tell me, because I was like, okay, and she's like, no, they're real. And she showed me. They look freaky deaky, by the way. They're not
real life,
cute.
yeah,
real life. But yeah, so I was in
elf?
my 40s. Yeah, I was in my 40s, and she's like, that's a real thing. And I was like, oh man, how did I miss this? But yeah, that's crazy that reindeers are real.
I'm all like, has he not been to a museum? Because they show where does he think deers come from? Like,
I don't think he made the connection. I think he thinks it was like a unicorn, like a horse, and then they added something extra to make it magical.
Yeah, the flying, sure, to make it magical, but
I think he thought the horse. Like, he's never, clearly not a man who's ever hunted a day in his life.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, my friends have hunted like elk and deer, and yeah.
Besties, you do not need to hunt to know a reindeer exists. Okay, it is in the books. Lindsey, do you know how to get into Mall World, or the reports about how to get in and out?
So that's the thing, is almost nobody has like a memory of entering it. It's just like they're there.
Yeah.
And they just feel like they've always been there in the dream.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing. Like, I have no memory of ever entering a mall in a dream. I just was there. Like, that is my existence. That is my whole world.
I think, like, in most dreams, you're just there. You don't enter in, like, when the edge when you're just going to sleep and then magically you appear somewhere else. Like, I don't think anybody has, like, a clear, like, darkness. I enter into this tunnel of dreams, like.
Well, or even like
going into the light.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go on a train in your dream, you usually don't see yourself at the station or something. I have, and I'm just like on the train, like you just like here I am,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I don't remember taking an escalator to different parts. I just remember suddenly being in the other part.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with Mall World, like the food court, or suddenly I'm in the parking lot, the parking structure. Because it's really interesting because like most of the malls I've been to also have parking lots, and I may have majority parked in lots, but in the dreams it's always a structure, never a parking lot.
That is so
kind of
interesting,
modern, right? Yeah.
Because it feels like everything in Mall World has to be like a confined space.
Yeah.
Oh,
enclosed. I've never been outside in Mall World.
Remember in my dreams, a Mall World or the mall or whatever, my parking lots are parking structure. And I think it's just because of South Coast Plaza, of Cal State Fullerton, because there are parking structures because everywhere. The population is too big to house so many people.
Well, and I think that the like parking structures can be creepy, right? You're like, if you're in a parking structure and the lights are twinkling like weird, and like all of a sudden you see someone down the way, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a paranoid chick, but I'm like, I'm hustling to my car, or I'm getting the hell out of there. Like, I'm not going to hang around in this desolate cement structure.
Okay.
And
question now, which parking lots would you rather park in? A parking structure or parking open space parking lot?
An open lot or
in real life? In real life.
Open.
Why?
Open.
Yeah.
Because there are witnesses out in the open.
Yeah.
And there are cameras out in the open. I'm a true crime girly. There are cameras. There are parking lot, like street lamps. There are people generally around in a confined structure. I mean, sure, sounds echo, but if you scream and there's nobody within the structure, nobody's going to hear that. I'd rather be in an open lot. Plus, you can see all around you.
And there's
you can
more
see
escape
far
routes. Like you could just like, you're not running to one stairwell and then someone's over at that stairwell too. Like you could just run wherever you want to go. Like
and you can see what's around you.
That is
they can't pop up out of nowhere.
No, I think open lot structures are more dangerous than.
I'm really curious. No, I'm really curious about something.
Okay.
Do you get freaked out like in open ocean, like looking down?
No.
You don't get that, like, you know how some people when they see and they can't see,
they freak out.
Yeah, deep water.
That's interesting because I feel like that's kind of the same fear you're talking about with the big open space.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, like.
Yeah, a lot of people
freak out, and I was just like, what? Like in my head. Okay, so I used to surf, and I've drowned in the ocean too. So that fear of open water is nothing to me now. Like, I don't recommend drowning in the ocean or in water in general, but that fear disappears. But I've never, ever since I was a kid, I remember like very young, even when I was like a 6-year-old kid, because my mom, she doesn't know how to swim, but she knew how to use the buoyancy of the ocean, right? And I would go deep into the ocean, but I knew how to swim, and I never had that fear. And even when I was surfing and I look down and I see fish, dolphins, all these things, I am very aware that a lot of people, once they look down, they freak out. Like but I'm just like, this is nature. You're going into their territory, so that's why I'm just kind of like, no.
See, okay, so maybe if you weren't so used to the ocean and being in the ocean, that would also freak you out the same way.
But I think the only reason why I think the parking structures, to me, I'm not saying they're safe 100%. I don't fear them purposely because I know there's so many cameras. I've walked out in the dark at 10 o'clock at night outside to go to a parking structure, exhausted from work and stuff like that. I only find that it is safe. That's because I can distract myself from getting away from a coyote or something. Like besides the crazy people or maybe a threat, a man, I'm sorry to say, might like be
maybe a bear in the mall, right?
Yeah, a bear in the mall coming after. Like I know
out of the zoo, just popping out.
I will always choose the bear people. Sorry,
but like in the open lot, more likely because I've seen coyotes in the open lot. That's just true. Walking
There's
up.
There's a lot of coyotes.
And be like, hey, I want some Cheetos, you know? Like,
maybe it's because I'm not scared of coyotes. Like I've always like I grew up in an area where like my entire neighborhood growing up is surrounded on all four sides by farm fields.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a very agricultural area. In fact, like coyotes,
they're like nothing to you.
Yeah, they don't faze me. Most of the time, you just get loud and get big, and they skedaddle right out of there. But the only time I have any sort of fear of them is my dog is 16 pounds, and he thinks he's about 160. So he has tried to fight the couple of coyotes we've ran into on walks, and it's not a smart life decision for him. But coyotes don't freak me out. I've always been around them. They usually run away as long as you're loud.
Skittish,
yeah, I was gonna say some of them aren't, especially the ones like in LA because they're so desensitized to people. In fact, there was a photo that went viral not that long ago that was literally somebody on the corner waiting to cross the street, and then a coyote standing right next to them waiting to cross the street with them. And people are like, do they understand the wait signal?
They got to
know not to go. Well, I think, they're dogs who are a little extra hungry.
Yeah, and there's more accessibility to food. The city coyotes can eat the trash
or the bunnies,
you know, versus like the wily coyotes out in whatever. Like in real rural areas, they have a different personality.
I think that like maybe also because I grew the Northridge earthquake happened when I was in high school, and so like I saw, and I lived close to Northridge, so like a bunch of the parking structures collapsed and all of the cars were smashed. So to me, I'm always like, I don't know if I want to park in that structure because my car will be like totally toast.
I like how you're worried about the car, not like I might get crushed to death.
No, it's obviously going to happen just when I'm not in the car. So that's my logic.
No, that is such a logical thing. Like if I saw that, like, you know, in my lifetime, like as a driving adult, you know, so you were like you said, you were in high school. Yeah, that would put a strong impression of like, nope, I would rather use an open lot than.
Yeah, I would rather use an open lot. Yeah.
Well, that's like I immediately now start flinching as soon as I hear what was that app we were all listening to during the Palisades fire?
Watch Duty?
Yeah, Watch Duty. Oh, God. Now when I hear that notification, I'm just like, oh, God, what now?
Yeah, like I get kind of nervous about that too. Like
it's a trauma response now.
Yeah. And then, are there other worlds that people go to? Like,
well, connected to Mall World, there's the parking structure. And there's some idea that the place you go to changes as you age. Like younger kids, it's like school, and they're inside a building, even if their school is like an outdoor school. So like. You know, we're in California. Most of the schools are outdoors. We don't have snow days, so there's no need for a main central hallway. But some of the kids who born and raised in California experience like a East Coast school where you're inside a building with lockers. Who has lockers?
Like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Mall World tends to be like the longest range, it seems like. And it's really weird because, again, like not everybody has even been to a mall, same way like the kids haven't been to that type of school. And then other people, as they get older, it may be an office building. Even if their job is like a server, it'll be like an office where, like the terrible fluorescent light.
And the yellow wallpaper.
Yeah,
like,
the musty,
dingy, yeah.
The gray, almost like there must be 8 pounds of human skin cells just absorbed into this like gray fabric cubicle wall.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I've never worked in an office like this. Like I've never, well, I guess Jen and I, when we worked, Jen,
it was
you're both
gray.
Yeah, that was a very, like, that was the most typical office, but it still was a pretty open concept.
Yeah, it was open.
Yeah, we had a lot more modernness for how much you could do with an old cubicle style building.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never, besides that, worked in that kind of building, and I have had dreams like that.
Yeah.
Most of my offices have been like modern, I worked in like a couple of aerospace companies where it was, very open concept with like where they would build things on site, and so there were labs and things like that. But my dreams
that's different.
Yeah, my dreams are still like an office, like a sitcom office, but borderline sitcom horror movie, because it's so creepy.
It reminds me of a movie I saw. It was one of my parents' favorites, but it was with Tom Hanks. It was Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan before they like did stuff together. But it was called
Joe Got Mail?
No, it's called Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh,
and it's random. It's super random. You should look it up if you can. But they were in it together before all the other things. And it's got this weird kind of storyline. But basically, like the guy works in one of those office spaces, and he says that the like lights are sucking out his soul, and like he brings in a hula dancing lamp because he doesn't want the fluorescent lights on, and he's convinced he has a brain tumor from the horrible office space.
Honestly, it just sounds like reality.
I was like, that does sound like what an office makes me feel like.
That screams out reality.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It basically he goes to an island because he thinks he's dying. So you should watch it. Comedy ensues. But yeah, that's like kind of when you say like the lights are like they're like flickering. There's so many sound effects that I remember from that movie that I'm just like, ugh. Even though I haven't experienced that, I'm still like, I don't want to dream about that. That sounds gross.
So in the mall world, is it described as empty, abandoned, or is it populated with people? What have the reports
People
been?
have had both, and I have experienced it very like abandoned.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I have been in like thriving malls. I worked in a mall, like it was bustling, busy, lots of people. But in this dream, it's always like I got locked in after my closing shift, because I worked at a bookstore, and sometimes there was only 2 of us, and sometimes we'd close later than the rest of the stores because it took us a while. And once or twice we ended up having to call the security company to let us out because they had accidentally locked us inside.
Oh jeez. Honestly, that's my worst nightmare.
It was horrifying. I was so glad I had a coworker with me, because I was 18 or 19. I would have just started crying immediately. I probably would have pulled a fire alarm because I didn't know how to get out. And I didn't have the security company's number. My coworker did. So I literally would have been like calling my coworkers and being like, they locked me in. What do I do?
Oh my gosh. That is my nightmare. By like 1,000%.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I am in mall world. And I've been to a ton of malls. It's never a mall I recognize.
But it feels familiar, but you don't know it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because all malls are kind of similar, but I've been to well over a dozen indoor malls, and it's never any of those. I've been to South Coast Plaza, my hometown mall, Santa Maria Town Plaza, which apparently Town Plaza is the popular way to name a mall. Because it was like you said, Valencia Town Plaza. I was like,
yeah,
they were real creative with these names
of
in the
course.
90s.
All the companies are making them the same. That's why. It's just,
yeah, and like now I'm by Del Amo Mall. Yeah, and the gallery is closing actually.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's like an iconic mall. They're gonna tear it down and build like housing and stuff there instead. So it's really interesting because again, it goes to that whole like these malls are getting more and more abandoned and closed down. Further up Hawthorne, there is a mall that is like all boarded up. I think it's technically in Lawndale.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember driving by it and never really paid attention to it until somebody pointed out, oh yeah, it's been abandoned and boarded up for years now. I was like, man, I could just imagine how many teenagers have broken in there and graffitied in there.
Yeah. That's like what's happening right now with
Westminster.
A bunch of the teenagers, because they closed it because they're tearing it down, but they're like breaking into it and doing graffiti and skateboarding. And
well, you know what they say, graffiti is a good sign. If you go somewhere and it's abandoned and there's no graffiti, that's a scary sign.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Graffiti means people went there and have been able to come and go. No graffiti means nobody's been there, or they didn't leave after they went in there.
Creepy.
So this is very common for like urban
spaghetti right there.
Well, urban explorers talk about this all the time, especially if there's like water or they're going underground. Graffiti, good, safe. No graffiti, is there toxic gas? Is the water poison?
Oh yeah, why haven't there been animal here?
Yeah, why haven't people been here? Yeah. Exactly. So no graffiti is always a red flag for urban explorers.
And
that's a hot tip.
Yeah, that is a hot tip. I was going to bring up something else. Like there was a movie that came out, a documentary, I think it was on Netflix at some point, where it talks about some artists who found a secret room in the back mall. In the mall, this back area that they figured out was like they could actually make it into this room and they could go and hang out there, and they like tried to see how long they could do it for before they finally got discovered.
This wasn't the guy who lived in the Toys R Us, right? Not that.
No, not that guy. No, but the Toys R Us guy freaks me out because.
Oh, I think it's honestly. Well, that is one of the most low key, unharmful criminals of all time. Like, he didn't do anything harmful to anyone. He just, like,
he's just living there.
I think he was even like a part of his local church and stuff, but.
Well, he was taking care of it too, if I remember correctly. Like he was he was like fixing things.
And speaking of like throwbacks to things that don't exist anymore, I think before he did Toys R Us, he was in Circuit City.
Oh, Circuit City! Oh my gosh! You could see one of those buildings, and you know that it's an old Circuit City.
Yep,
they're like square front, cubic kind of thing.
Yeah, my hometown, Old Circuit City, became a Joann's Fabric. Which I think Joann's just went out.
Joann's is gone.
Joann's been out for like 3 years. Yeah.
So that's just like abandoned building after abandoned building. I wonder what they're going to put in it now. It's going to be cursed, whatever it is.
It's Amazon Fresh. That's what it's going to be.
There's the Amazon Fresh they were building for like a year over here, and then they opened it and then closed it.
Yeah, ours was open for like 3 months before they closed it.
Yeah.
Same with like they opened a brand new Starbucks. It used to be a coffee bean. It closed. They turned it into a Starbucks, and it was open for like not even a full year. And then they closed it. And it's like, what are we doing?
Oh my goodness.
It shows that everything changes and nothing's permanent. And I wonder how much more, if we don't have real malls, how much are people going to still have these dreams? You know, like
that's what the next thing that I was going to bring up was like, okay, I heard most mall worlds are set in the 90s. Like these Gen Zers are dreaming about our childhood's malls of the 90s, right? Why are these kids dreaming of the 90s malls if they haven't lived it? But us millennials and older, you know, we knew exactly what that mall looks like. Like the Hot Topics, the
Oh yeah,
the Spencers,
the Spencers, and the Natural Wonders.
Your mom would get mad if she found out you went into Spencer's.
Oh yeah, because they had the room with the curtain that you couldn't go into it. Yeah,
and beads.
Yeah, and it had like quote unquote massagers in it. So yeah, that's so funny.
So yeah, like, but why do you think the Gen Zers are dreaming middle-aged dreams? Maybe
it's partially because of like media. They've seen malls and like movies. I still like. It came out a little bit before like I was old enough to watch it, but like Clueless, right?
Oh, I love Clueless. Yeah.
Me too. It's one of my favorite movies. But you see that scene when they're in the mall, and it really is like, oh, it's the mall,
and they see the Galleria, like
and like they may not have that same experience like going to them, but they've seen them in media, and I think. The same way we kind of thought like, oh my God, look at how cool these bell bottoms were because, and our parents would tease us about, oh my God, I wore those when I was a teenager.
Yeah. They're not flare jeans. They're,
yeah. Oh God, that's like right now they're calling yoga pants flared leggings. You remember the old flared yoga pants with the fold down top? They're calling them flared leggings. So I'm upset about that. Sometimes I'm really sometimes I realize how old I've gotten when things like that happen, and I'm like,
You're just can't. Like your mom. Then you're like, oh no. I know. My mom, I was like wore what would they would call the chunky shoes, right? Chunky heel shoes, like they did in Clueless, and and my mom was like, we used to just call those platform shoes, like we all. And I'm like, no, Mom, it's totally different. And then while ago, someone was like, yeah, I really like these block heels. And I look at them and I'm like, block heels? And they're like, yeah. They are literally chunky shoes. And I'm like, oh God.
Honestly, how did most of us not break our ankles? Do you remember the 3-inch platforms? Like,
I love those.
The Steve Madden ones? Do you remember Steve Madden?
A fucking thread is holding that onto our foot.
I love those so much.
Like, it's a miracle that like I only broke my ankle in like my 30s. And again, it was in flip-flops, but perfectly reasonable, like arch-supported flip-flops, not like
they were athletic wear or whatever they call it.
The beginning of athleisure wear.
Yes.
Like I wore those platform giant flip-flops. I begged my mom for them.
They were
They're so comfy. Those are like the best.
I actually am
standing on 3 inches of foam.
I've been buying Creepers Tucks, the TUKS, like they made Creepers shoes back in the day, which have platforms and stuff. But now they make like Mary Jane ones and stuff, and it's probably like 2 inches or something. They are so. It's like walking on clouds. I'm like,
is it?
It is.
Maybe I should go get
them at work, and I'm like, what's up? Like, and people are like, where did you get those from? And I'm like, online because I'm old, and
I need arch support.
I'm like, these were cool when I was in high school, but I wasn't cool enough to wear them. But now I can pay for them, and they won't make my feet hurt. So.
I just bought a pair of very sensible sneakers recently, and this 20-something-year-old guy at a mall, helping me find the shoe that was comfortable. I was like, yeah, I broke my ankle, and then I got knee surgery, and it's all on this foot, on this leg, so I need something very sensible. And he looked at me, he's like, sensible? I was like, yeah, I know how that sounds, and I'm being real about it. That's what I need.
You're like, I basically need dad shoes, and dad shoes are cool right now.
I heard another millennial like content creator say, I am forever in search for slutty orthopedic shoes, and that is the perfect millennial example of us aging. It's like, no, we know what we like.
Well, because also like you wanted to look like you were going to the office, but you were going to a club, so you were like slutty.
Cool.
I wore a tie to the club. Like a top.
Yes, I remember doing that too.
And a vest.
And I told my mom, my mom was like, "Why are you wearing that?" And I was like, "I'm cool, Mom." And she was like, "Okay."
The pinstriped.
Yes,
I love that look so much.
Those slacks too. That were
I love that look. I don't care.
I
was far too chubby and sweaty to wear pants. I was wearing short shorts.
You were like, no.
I was like, no. I was a lot of deodorant on the thighs.
Tight low cut tops. Like, my mom always said you could only show half of your body and not be a slut. So you had to either show your legs or you could show your boobs.
You know, I don't think about it in the slut concept, but I think about it in the one of them has to be covered or I'm gonna be cold. I can wear a hoodie and like Gucci shorts, or I can wear pants and a tank top. But I cannot do both unless it's 85 degrees in my house, and then
And the Uggs. Remember Hoochie shorts?
Oh, the short Ugg boots, the tiniest mini jean skirt, and the multiple layered tank tops with the cropped jacket with the fake fur on the hood. Memory of most of the girls in high school.
Jeans and boots with the fur. That was my ringtone at one point.
I love that song.
No, but truly. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. It's funny that we're doing this because I think that's the first time I've been to the mall in like 3 years.
Oh, really?
Is to get those shoes.
Oh my goodness.
To get your sensible shoes. See, now the mall's not the place to go to get your cool, like, edgy Hot Topic stuff or anything, or Torrid, which my jam. You have to like go there for sensible shoes.
Well, exactly.
We have evolved.
I know. The bookstore lives in the mall parking lot, but not in the mall, so I don't consider that going to the mall.
Okay.
But other than that,
that's good.
So I have a question. I heard about this theory. Were you in the GATE program?
I was, actually.
Okay. So I was not. Jen, were you in the GATE program?
I wasn't allowed to be in the GATE program. My mom thought it was weird. So I wasn't allowed in it.
I feel like it was a government experiment, guys.
Do you think being in the GATE program has anything to do with the creation of Mall World? Because that's a theory, like
a consciousness,
yeah.
I think to an extent, yes and no, because one thing they really pushed in GATE was like unique problem solving. Okay. Like they would give you really weird puzzles, and now they push like Common Core, like what makes sense, what's logical, although it doesn't make sense or logical to me because I didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
But apparently it is the most natural way of like problem solving. But in GATE, they give you like these insane projects and like figure out how to make this thing fly, like, make a paper airplane of like, you have to fold it like 27 times and be able to make it fly like 100 feet or something like that. And so it really encouraged you to come up with unique problem solving, and it made you visualize problems in your head. And I think that's one of the things that GATE really did, was it gave me a very vivid way of imagining things and seeing things. But it really does kind of feel like GATE was a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how everybody else's GATE programs worked, but mine was, I literally got picked up once a week and bused to a completely different school.
Oh no.
And wow. And all the kids from all the different schools in our area got bused to one school for GATE on Wednesdays. I remember it was Wednesdays. And yeah, I remember being bused to a completely different school. And there was a teacher who only taught GATE. But it did feel like this weird little
like government testing.
Yeah, it felt like you were being shipped off for something, because the test to get into it too was all these like weird, not weird necessarily, but like it would give you these bunch of different shapes and be like, what comes next?
Yes. Yeah. It was supposed to be like you're supposed to almost be able to be psychic for some of these tests.
Yeah. And that was why I was like, it did feel kind of like a fever dream. It didn't feel real. And I don't remember anything, like, sure, it was a different class. It was fun. Like I got to do these it was a lot of hands-on learning.
Right.
But
right.
it didn't feel like there was a real purpose to it outside of that. So it did kind of like, why did they do this? Like, what was the purpose of Gate?
That is
and that sounds a lot like MK Ultra, right?
For
Have you ever heard
real.
of MK Ultra?
Yes.
What's MK Ultra? I've never heard of that.
Oh, girl.
Oh,
what is it? What is
it? It's conspiracy stuff, but it's also real. It's yeah, it's real now. It's actually like CIA top secret project where they would do like psychic experiments on people.
Not just that, but they would actually dose, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, our military members with
LSD. Yeah, and so some of them didn't know that they were being, and it was large.
Some people volunteered, and some people didn't.
Yeah.
There were some very suspicious deaths at the time. Where like a guy like leapt from a like 14th floor hotel room window, and he was very involved with this. But yeah, it used to be a government conspiracy theory, and then it got declassified, and it's like, oh no, it wasn't a conspiracy theory. It was very much a real experiments they did.
Yeah, but, stuff to go up against like
the Soviets.
They were essentially trying to see if they could create somebody or warp somebody's mind into a state where they could do mind control on them. That is what they were trying to do. So they were trying to create like sleeper agents that they could then control and use as spies.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Or they could tap into the mind of other countries and get their like secret information. Yeah. Like if you go to history, like history.com, they have stuff about it. Like, and there's stuff about the death of Frank Olson, the scientist. And that happened in 1953. So yeah, a lot of it was like Cold War stuff. There was this thought that in the 70s that like, oh my gosh, there's going to be everyone's using psychic abilities to fight in the wars. And so they had to find a way for America to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I take it America is pro LSD then. In a sense, before it got illegal.
Yeah, I don't think they were pro LSD even then. They just were like, how could we utilize this to the best of our ability to kind of be evil?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean you just dosed our service members with LSD and not telling them?
That's
holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So we could do a whole podcast.
Yeah, I feel like this is
about MK Ultra. But it is like the GATE program stuff being like having those weird questions feels like MK Ultra. Like I just feel like there's this like undercurrent of
somebody who did the
serial killers too.
Yes. Who did they go to? Was it Bundy they went to try and get?
Yeah, they went to but the
Green River Killer. Yeah.
He's the one that they use the most because I just saw a documentary about him this week, so don't think that I keep up on that all the time. But yeah, he actually they talked to him a lot because he had the most deaths as a serial killer. But Bundy was one of the first people I know.
He's not actually the most anymore.
Is he not anymore?
He's the second highest. No, Samuel Little is the highest, and they actually don't have a confirmed count on Samuel Little. I think his confirmed is 95 victims.
We are not a true crime podcast.
That's what this stuff the rabbit hole, Jen.
Yeah, I can now understand the rabbit hole now. I was all like, what? Okay, moving on away from true crime. Have you guys heard of the Telepathy Tapes, the podcast?
I haven't heard of that one.
So, Jen, have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, but I've only heard about it from other podcasts. I don't know enough about it.
So if we connect this to Mall World, it's basically a bunch of like highly autistic individuals that can't talk. And so they go into this astral plane, right? Consciously, unconsciously, I'm not entirely sure, that they all meet together and talk to each other like they can't, like regular people, right? Because they're bodies or they can't communicate.
Right. In the real world.
The material
they don't have
world.
That function, but in this telepathy, like kind of astral plane.
In the astral plane they can, and this is why I'm just like, is this another side of Mall World? You know, if this is a place where, because of your disability, you created this, is like this connection of this astral plane
to still connect with people.
Maybe Mall World isn't a dream, it's like an alternate reality sort of thing that you go to when you sleep. I could see that. I don't know if it would be connected, but I could see how that would make sense. And that ties into where people did the experiment with the butterfly.
Right.
And they tried to see, and they just kept going, well, did I see that because I wanted to see that? Or did I see that because somebody actually was there? And it's hard to tell because the brain is just so crazy what it can make up when you want something so badly, or or even to like protect you. Like there's a reason like people with like childhood trauma don't remember a lot of their childhood, because your brain will just block it out. It's just a blank in your memory. And I wonder if it's something like that. The brain is just creating it for us.
Like a coping mechanism kind of thing, or
or does that even, I mean, just because the brain made it doesn't mean it's not real too.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's
right.
That is, now I feel like we should get a neuroscientist on the show.
Because it's like, that's like the Spider-Verse kind of thing, right? Like kind of just like, are there alternate realities? And
So, Lindsey, did you find any legitimate scientific research of shared dreams, or is this fully internet folklore?
Ooh, so I do have.
Oh, you have some studies. Oh, damn!
I have some research. Okay, I don't have like legitimate studies listed. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be able to give you the link to it off the top of my head. But I did look up some of this because I was very curious. But so there's a psychological term for it called schema formation. And it's essentially like once somebody learns about something, so this ties into like how the Gen Zers imagine themselves, or even Gen Alpha kids, they see themselves at these malls that they've never been to, or maybe they've been to a handful of times, but it's not really a place like that they have a great amount of experience with, it would stick in their head. But once they learn about the concept of it, just like their brain naturally forms into it, especially once you like, I can guarantee in the next probably 6 months after this conversation, I'm going to have a dream in Mall World, because now it's fresh in my mind.
Right.
And so they think part of it could just be that you hear about it, you think about it, your brain starts forming it, because it, especially we're pondering about it, we're talking, we have questions, we're curious. And so the brain tries to help you figure it out while you're sleeping by giving you this dream to explore it and experience it. So they think that might be part of why people get it. But they don't have any data like backing up that there are shared dreams. They have like plenty of research on dreams and like how people experience dreams and why people experience certain dreams. But they don't have anything connecting other people having the same dream. Although I think they've done some sort of study on twins that didn't grow up together. And they looked into how they, well, of course, how they turned out in their lives, but also how they thought about things and experienced things. It'd be really interesting to see if something like that happened and they were able to have shared types of dreams, even similar. I know technically they can't like do those type of experiments because it's considered inhumane, separating them, but sometimes it just happens naturally, you know, parents divorce, things happen, you know, kids get adopted by different parents. It'd be really interesting to see if those kids who, you know, did get adopted separately, if they had any sort of shared dreams like that.
Oh, that's something that would be interesting to check out.
Wow. Sorry, I have like 2 more questions.
Yeah.
In Mall World, frightening, comforting, or is it for people who report visiting it? Does it varies per person?
I think it varies per person.
What is your Mall World?
For me, it's not quite either. I keep using this term, but it's so fitting for it for me. Uncanny Valley. It's it feels just off. It's
Yeah.
not good, it's not bad, but something feels kind of like you know when you're walking and you kind of feel like somebody's watching you, kind of do the sort of look around, like is there somebody around that I don't see? Or like you're walking alone at night and suddenly you smell cigarette smoke, so you know there's somebody around but you can't see them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's things like that where you're not quite scared yet, but you're on edge. But I
Right.
also experience it as an empty one versus some people, it's crowded, it's bustling, it's full of people. I think that would be a very different experience.
I agree. Mine are always like kind of there. It's like there's a term called liminal spaces, you know, where it's kind of like empty places. And so mine are empty, but I can hear things happening like where there should be people around, but you go in the spaces and nobody's there.
Ooh.
So yeah, super creepy. But you know, and so I think that I don't know, like some of the stuff I feel like may have also just started popping up, like, you know, when we were, you know, in the shutdown during the pandemic and stuff, like we were isolated and, you know, we watched buildings and cities like all shut down and there's something really edgy and uncomfortable about that and it's a lived experience that a lot of us have lived.
Yeah.
So, I think, I was gonna say, I think that's similar to why like a lot of end of the world or disaster films, it always has that scene where they're like walking through the abandoned grocery store or the mall or things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's unsettling to you because there should be people there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So my mall world, there's always people.
Oh.
It's either a large crowd or a thinning crowd.
Okay. So decent amount of people then.
There's always amount of people, but the thing is like what I crave is silence. So there's noise. There's always noise. And like
you're like surrounded by people.
It's unsettling in the opposite way, but still unsettling
it's like at the same time, like, you know, like the concept of like you could be alone in a crowd of a sea of people. That is true, you know, but at the same time, I think maybe that's because I don't get a lot of silence, even though I may get a lot of silence, but there's always noise. Like I feel like I'm like a wild animal that just wants quiet, but you have a data center next to you. You know, it's built.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, I think I know what you're talking about. You know, when like the power goes out suddenly and you never realize how much noise, like just the basic, like plugged in electronics.
Yeah.
That I think is what you're describing. Like you're like actually almost shocked by how quiet it is because you're so used to all of this noise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my mall world. Like that's why I'm just like those eerie spaces that you guys are talking about, the back rooms or the hallways, those are like the best spaces for me because it's like I'm away from
you want to be away from the crowd.
And then when I go into the main, you know, rooms or the cafeterias, the food court or whatever, it's people. There's always people.
Yeah.
So
it definitely shows, I think, and I think we could probably like obviously do some anecdotal research about it or something, but the way you think about it, some people do have that, right? And other people report that they have people in it, but like, are people who want to have quiet spaces, are they introverted? And are people who are like feel like, because I am a person who's very much an extrovert, and I'm always trying to connect with people and talk to people. So for me to be in an isolated place and then hear people but not see them, you know, that's really unsettling for me. But if you're a person who gets overwhelmed by people and you're really introverted, then like, you know, that's a stressful place if you're around a ton of people.
So I wonder if it's just kind of unsettling for each person in their own unique way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it's like how your brain's processing that.
Mine is eerily quiet other than like the music. And sometimes the music's not even playing. And that's when it turns from unsettling to like scary. for me.
Oh,
Like not even the music playing. I don't like it. It's horrifying.
Well, because like, you've worked at a mall. Most of the time, they leave the music running.
Yeah, even at night. That's why when it's not playing, it's like, oh no, something. When you go into a forest and suddenly you don't hear wildlife.
Yeah.
Bye, I'm out.
That means there's a predator there. That's
or there's poison.
Yeah, it was like predator, poison, something,
or
just
volcano,
something nature knows to avoid.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Ireland a few years ago, my best friend and I went, and we would just randomly go like walking in the woods and stuff. And at one point we were walking and it was gorgeous. There was like all these waterfalls. It was stunning. And we both paused and we looked at each other and we went, it got real quiet and we just turned around and left because we had no idea what it was. We just knew quiet in nature like that is a bad thing. So for me, that's what it feels like in mall world.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it. I'm like, there's something wrong here.
You're on edge.
Okay. Last question. If thousands of people are describing eerily similar dreams, what does that say about how the internet shapes memory and imagination versus revealing something generally shared in the human mind?
Man, that's a tough one. I think that does come to like the schema formation I talked about before, and how once you hear about it, like, does your brain then create it for you?
Right.
But then you've got people who, prior to the internet, prior to TikTok, prior to anything, there was dream research done, and people had these same similar types of dreams. So like mall world isn't new. I mean, it's popular and like much more well known, but it's not a new concept. Like people have had these sort of like reoccurring dreams like this for years and years. So I think there is part of it where it's just, if you experience it, your brain can create it, but also it's not all just hearing about it, because again, it was around before the internet was popular. And
I didn't know other people had dreams like it until people started talking about it in like in TikTok videos and stuff. And I was like, wait a second, like I've had dreams like that. And that's weird,
Do you guys remember most of your dreams?
I do.
I do too. Yeah. Do you?
So I don't.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's why it stands out to me a lot.
Even more.
When I do remember dreams, which is why mall world sticks out to me, because it is something I have a vivid memory of dreaming about. But almost all of my dreams I forget. Like I may wake up and like in that initial stages of waking up, I remember what was happening, but it's gone as soon as I'm fully awake. So remembering any of them is very unique for me.
But okay, can you jump in and out of your dreams? Do you have the ability to?
Like if I wake up, can I jump back into it when I go back to sleep? Yeah, I can, but I can't fully wake up. If I fully wake up, like if I get up and I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I can't jump back into it. But sometimes I'll go back into the same, like almost like
situation.
Well, almost like, when they write books and it's the same world, but not the same characters.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like I'm in the same like genre of dream almost, but I'm not in the same dream. I'm not the same character, I guess.
You're not seeing it from the same perspective.
Yeah, and so that's the difference. But yeah, if I wake fully up, I can't jump back into it. But if I'm like awake for a second and like I hear, like I shut off an alarm and I roll back over, yeah, I can jump back into it. I guess that's not that common from what I've heard.
Yeah, that's not common. But when is the part when you realize you're in a dream?
I think I kind of always know I'm in a dream. I don't think I've ever been like, oh wow, this is a dream. I'm just like, I'm aware I'm in a dream, but even knowing it's a dream, if it's like a nightmare, it's still terrifying. Yeah. Which to me makes it feel like dreams do have some basis for reality almost.
Yeah.
Because it's a real fear when it happens. Like I've woken up like, I don't know, have you guys ever experienced like sleep paralysis?
Yes, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
That is the most terrifying thing. And I know there's like a scientific reason for it, but to me, it feels like almost like somebody's trying to hold you in the dream.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, my body just hasn't like caught up with my brain waking up. But it truly feels like you're being held back into this like dream world.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, and it's scary.
Jen, how about you? Do you know when you're dreaming?
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It just depends on the dream. But I do have ones where I become very much aware of it. But I also like, I used to have a couple reoccurring nightmares as a kid. And so I like learned how to think about things before I went to sleep. So that way, if the nightmare happened again, that I could like get out of it. I used to have one like about this random vampire in a VW bus because that's normal. And I know
that's what made that funny.
No, it's funny. My neighbor had this VW bus, so that's where I think it came from. But like, it would like a panel.
Was your neighbor creepy?
No, my neighbors were sweethearts. I don't know. Like, and they would like, you know, a panel would open and then there would be a vampire. And I had this nightmare all the time. But what I finally started doing was I saw someone talking about dream work and stuff like that. I think it was on like probably Montel or something, but they were talking about
Montel.
You know,
thinking of like, the 90s.
If you can vision something before you go to bed, then a lot of times like you could say, hey, I'm gonna have like a mirror or garlic with me or whatever, like. And so I learned I did that, and it helped stop that dream a lot. It still pops up sometimes though. But
does it still pop up as an adult?
Yes, and I'm still a kid in it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I have that too. The same recurring dream as a kid, as an adult.
Yeah,
but I
Are
think
you
it's
also
more...
a kid in yours still?
No, you're an adult.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever been any age that is not me currently in a dream.
Oh,
so that's really interesting.
Yeah. Who knows what it means, but yeah, I still am a kid in that dream.
I'm pretty sure you had a vampire neighbor. And
Obviously,
I'm convinced.
Do some dark work.
I was like,
the kiddish thing about you that hasn't grown out.
No, but it's like
my inner
child.
Yeah, you have a kid. I'm sure your kid went through the nightmare phase, right?
Yes,
especially like for some reason it seems to be like first to third, like kinder to third grade is like a really bad time for it, and like. I don't know what you did. I had to come up with monster spray, and essentially it was lavender pillow spray. Monster spray.
Yeah, I did
away the bad dreams.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a little woo, so I got him a dream catcher, and you know.
I had a dream catcher as a kid. My parents got me one because I didn't have nightmares.
I did too. And you know what? I felt like it worked. And I don't know if this is just placebo, but I felt like it worked.
Right. And that's the thing, like with the theory of like, hey, if I hear about mall world and then I have a mall dream, like, is that kind of a placebo thing, right? Like you heard about it and now you're thinking about it. But I don't know. I think that with it being such a shared experience for so many different people for so long, there's something there.
It feels like there's something to it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like almost the desire for that era again.
Could be
simpler time before several financial collapses and
internet,
all the other things.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lindsey, for being on the show. And
it was fun.
Thank you, Lindsey.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad that there's someone else out there who knows all this crazy random stuff too.
I am chronically online.
Jen, how's wedding planning?
My wedding planning is going well. We are right now working with a vendor for our tables and chairs and that kind of stuff. So we're
the exciting part of it.
The really fun stuff. Yeah. So, but I am getting a dress made and that's still in the works. So hopefully I'll be getting that in the next month or so. But yeah, we're doing the down to the nitty gritty right now.
Yeah. You have like what, 4 more months?
Yeah, it's less than 4 months. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Down to the wire.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, we're also working and I have a kid and it's just different. Yeah. When I was younger and got married the first time, it was like, oh, I have nothing else to do. But this time I'm like, oh man, like we got life going down. So yeah. How's job hunting going?
It's meh.
It's
it's mad. I don't even know what to say. I just got another rejection today. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. But I've been going to these webinars about job hunting and stuff like that. And it just sounds like in the market that you have to do more to attract more. And that 60% of job posting says of these things, and you could do 60%. Recruiters, hiring managers are not there for the 60%. They want a 100%. You have to match the job description, which I was just kind of like, okay, I don't think I'm an exceptional person or anything. I can get there, but I'm not going to get there right now. You know what I mean? Like, so, and at the same time, I'm very like twisted in and out and stuff. So it's really frustrating, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who are in the same boat. That's just kind of like WTF.
We hired a part-time admin at my job, and we in like 4 days got over 300 job applications. And
wow,
literally there were people with like masters and left and right. It was a part-time admin, like 20 25 hours a week.
Oh my gosh.
People are hurting out there. Like,
I mean, what? It took me 3 years to find a reliable job after I left aerospace.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. It's different right now for sure. Like, it's not.
The market's rough.
Yeah.
Besties, I hope we all survive together and come out a lot stronger. So if you're in my situation, you know how it feels, and you're not alone about that.
Yeah.
But if you have a job, please help other people out.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like we need to make something that's not just LinkedIn, but something else where it's like a networking where we're like, hey, I know of this job coming out. Because if you don't have the inside scoop, I don't know how you're going to get in the door.
It's really tough. So, besties, please go out, network. You have to do your stuff. You can't be antisocial, or else you will probably suffer a lot.
Because everybody's using the job boards. So
the job I ended up getting was my old friend from community college, like
helping you out.
It's my manager now.
It's all about that. Like, you have to go all the way back into the memories of whatever relationships you made.
I mean,
you know,
Jen, when you and I worked together, when I left there, it was because of somebody who I met at our job. Who invited me to go apply at her new job. So pretty much all my jobs have been through people I know.
Yeah, most of mine have been too.
Yeah, it's all about networking.
Most of mine have not. I've been lucky to have the universe help me out, but there were situations where I did have an insider that helped me and stuff. So obviously I am grateful for those people as well. But I am also grateful for the universe to open its doors for me as well. So, universe, if you're out there, please
manifest it.
Please, universe, I am here. I'm ready to receive.
Be one of our besties.
I know.
We need some good luck charms for Jen.
I know. We need lavender spray.
Listen, lavender spray every time something goes wrong, I sage my house.
Maybe we gotta sage your house, Jen.
I did it last week, so we'll see.
You.
Good job, girl.
So, Jen, what is your burnout meter? Are you dead, exhausted, surviving, content, or thriving?
My burnout meter right now, I think I'm content. Like, I am tired, but I am still trying to think of side hustle things and things that I can like kind of do to help, grow and have maybe some side hustles in the future. So I think that's exciting when you can try to, like the podcast and everything else, just try to like maybe take
change
a certificate or do something. Like I guess I'm just a forever learner. I thought once we got our masters, we weren't going to do anything else, but now I'm like,
that's totally wrong.
I know. They were like, don't worry, you get an MBA, you're guaranteed it's this job. And I'm like,
oh my God. That's really what they said about bachelor's degree back in the day.
It is.
They just keep moving the milestone further and further for us. And that's why.
Yeah, it's just not, and then everybody has the same skills, and so then we're not actually diversifying. So yeah, I'm trying to find some different niches for the future because I worry with AI and all that kind of stuff what's going to happen, because I work in marketing, so you know,
just waiting for,
just all kind of things kind of just are it's just a weird time right now. So I'm just trying to educate myself more so I feel prepared, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's hopeful, but I am tired. So
how about you, Lindsey? Are you dead, exhausted, surviving, content, or thriving right now?
I'm surviving. I got a lot going on. I briefly brought it up earlier, but I cannot keep dating in LA. I cannot teach another grown man that reindeer are real. I cannot have another conversation.
Another podcast, Lindsey's Dating Adventures.
So my friends have been trying to convince me for ages to start my own podcast about my dating life. And I have actually been considering it. I've been writing down some ideas. So I may come to you guys for some advice on how to get started. Yeah. They want me to call it Mattress because there's a real story for this. I went to a first date, and afterwards he asked for my address to send me something. I thought he was going to send me flowers. That's so nice. No, he sent me a mattress.
What?
Yeah, I complained on the date that I didn't sleep well. I had slept on my couch because my mattress was like one of those $200 Amazon ones.
Which
I had for like 8 years.
Yeah.
So it was horrendous. This man sent me a whole mattress.
That's very nice of him then.
Wow.
Is it good? Do you still have it?
Yeah, this was last year.
Nice.
It's a hybrid.
Like love bombing.
I know. This is what
dude, we didn't even have a second date.
What?
That's good enough. You needed a mattress. He gave it to you. It's like the universe has spoken.
I told him no. We just logistically we kept trying to coordinate. He had to travel for work, and then when he came back, I was traveling for work, and so it was just it didn't happen. And then it just kind of faded out, and we didn't have a second date. And I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe need to reach
he
out
left
to,
you with a great mattress.
Man.
Yeah.
Again, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
She's like, he served his purpose. I've got a great mattress.
She loves you, mattress man. She appreciates you.
She genuinely appreciates
my sleep does love mattress
generosity.
Man.
Yes.
Oh man. It's wonderful.
All right. For me, I am same. I am just surviving, So yeah.
So many applications.
Yeah.
So many applications, so many rejections. That's how the world turns.
Well,
for me right
for
now.
some positive job news, my friend had gotten laid up and she just got not one but 2 offers. So it is happening. They are coming out sometimes.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm manifesting that for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I want to receive. I'm receiving.
Yes.
What is your female health scale, Jen? From 1 to 10. 1 from being the poor, 10 to being the greatest.
Oh, I'm probably a 5 right now. I don't know. I think it's just perimenopause and having a teenager at the same time. So
double combo.
Yeah, we're all going through hormonal changes. So yeah, I feel like I'm managing a lot more. I do feel like my new mattress, speaking of mattresses, my new mattress that I got this weekend, hoping that more sleep will help with that. But right now I just feel like kind of in the middle. What about you, Jen?
I am 7, 8.
Oh, good on you.
Well, last week when we talked, when you mentioned, I think you have strep throat, and I'm all like, I need to go see an urgent care because it got worse. And then I tested.
It was strep throat. Yeah, you said you had a lump in your neck. I was like, that's strep throat, man.
Yeah, when I'm like, no, and then it happened, and I feel great. I should say I would be a 10, but I'm not running laps.
Well, you're on steroids right now then, probably.
No, I'm done.
No, you probably got Z-Pack, right? Like a 3 or 5 day Z-Pack, just knocked it out.
I got Z-Packs. That's what I have to have.
It just knocked it out.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
strep is
super.
Z-Pack knocks those out. I got chronic strep growing up, so yeah, Z-Packs are just bam, done. I love them.
So how about you, Lindsey? What's your scale?
I'm doing pretty good. For a TMI moment, I just got over a UTI, so I'm feeling good now.
Oh man,
excellent.
That puts things in perspective. She's like, I'm a high 8-9 right now.
I went camping, and I was just like, oh God, it was just one of those camping bathrooms where you're like, oh, I'm not using this. We were like squatting. Everyone was holding their pee all weekend because we were like, I don't want to go in that bathroom again.
Oh God.
I came back with like some sort of like, I'm so uncomfy from holding my pee all weekend.
You got to bring like toilet seat covers and your own toilet paper.
Literally, I had an entire thing of Lysol, was just drenching it every time. It still did not feel.
Oh no. Oh man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, 4th of July weekend, there was a lot of campers.
Oh, yeah.
So, Lindsey, where can our besties find you?
They can find me on Instagram. My handle, whatever we're calling it, that is an age moment for me. Number 1, INZEY, Lindsey, but spelled very uniquely. So one of the only ways I can get my username to be my name.
Good on you.
Nice. So, besties, if you want to follow Lindsey, you can find that on the show notes as well. Jen, where can the besties find us?
Our besties can find us on Gmail. You can email us at lifegenerally@gmail.com. And we also have an Instagram, like Lindsey. Our handle is life.generally. And you can also go and like our podcast page on Facebook. You would just search for Life Generally podcast, and you could reach that. We'll also have the link available to you.
So, besties, you can also support us financially by buy us a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/lifegenerally. That is buymeacoffee.com/lifegenerally. And Lindsey, please manifest this for us so the besties can support us financially, the podcast, so we can grow the audience and
sending it your way.
Thank you.
I feel the vibrations.
Good.
And you can find that on the show notes as well. Also, if you like us and you want to support us and you can't afford to support us, you can follow us or subscribe to us. You can follow us by following us on your preferred podcast like Spotify, Apple, or we are on YouTube as well. You can also get the latest new dropped episodes when you do follow us that way. And if you really love us and you really want to support us, tell your friends, family, frenemies, or even your mall world friends about us. Spread the word about Life Generally podcast so we can grow the audience. And thank you, besties, for doing that. No thank you for besties who are not doing that.
Oh, gosh. I feel like we should try to find a way to put advertisements for Life Generally in mall world. We would probably have a following.
So, besties, if you know how to do that, let us know so we can put advertisements in mall world.
On the benches, like
in the toilets.
Lawyers
stalls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the parking lots.
We should make one of those bus benches with a picture of us.
Yes. Nice. The cheesy realtors or lawyers that are always on them.
Yes.
Jen, do you have any last words for the besties?
Well, I'm going to say on behalf of Lindsey that reindeers are real.
Thank you.
I can't believe that.
We need to educate the masses clearly.
Lindsey, do you have any last words for the besties?
Clearly, also reindeers are real. But the program was some sort of psyop, and I'm pretty sure I was part of that. That's all I got.
What about you, Jen?
For me, I hope Mall World doesn't get hot. I can feel that it shouldn't be hot. It doesn't. It has good weather. Mall World has good weather.
I would hope so.
It's an air-conditioned mall.
It's got to be air-conditioned because I've been in a dying mall that's not air-conditioned.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that sounds like
Westminster
the worst
Mall
experience.
before they closed. They turned off their air in the general places. So it was
I
not
think Mall
enjoyable.
World has AC on the whole time.
Well, that sounds horrific.
Not having no AC. Yeah, in a big space like that, you need AC.
All right. Until next time.
Jen squared.
Out.
Woo!